Hey, it's Olli from metal.de again, and I have the greatest pleasure on earth to meet Johnny from Unleashed. And if you are interested in what he's gonna tell us, stay tuned. So today is that day for a band because you have released day of your 15th studio album. Is that right?
Right. Yeah. It's a nice day.
How do you feel? How do you feel about that? Are you excited after all those years? You play music. You're a professional musician.
Oh, always. That's that's why we do it. I mean, I that's all. Ever since the first couple of songs, when you have no idea what they're gonna be like, because I haven't done the vocal melodies or anything yet, I still wonder will people really like this song? That's like the first thing I think about. And then, when the album is ready, of course, now we're here and it's out today, and it's you just want to go out and play. I mean, that's because that's the peak of it all, when you're on stage. Because you can listen to a lot of people saying, yeah, it's good, and you can see that online and like the album, but when you look at the crowd and you see in their faces and you see if they scream along, and then you know.
Brings me to my next question, because I wanted to ask you if you are a stage or a studio guy. Because after, I think, 26 years in one band, I think you know what you do. But
It's actually 36 years.
36 years. Back in 1989, you started Unleashed.
Yeah, man.
And is the studio time, is it like, yeah, we do a job, we write music, we record music, and we are fucking Unleashed. It's our sound. And is
How about that? Thank you.
time on stage more worthy to you?
Well, let's put it this way: you can't have one without the other. So obviously the live show is, like I said again, that's the peak of everything. That's when if the songs work and if the crowd likes the songs, and that's it. But of course, I like going to the studio as well. I love putting vocals on the new album and everything. So that's nice too. But the live show is everything for sure. Yeah, still is. Yeah.
When you look back to 1989, to your inner self, and if there was somebody who would have told you that the band would last for another 36 years, what would you have told him?
Yeah, I have no idea. Well, of course, we never planned that. That's impossible. It's but yeah, I probably would have just laughed, I guess, because we had no idea when we started. We were just hanging out basically, and a couple of friends drinking beer and going to parties and banging heads to literally to other bands, and we formed Unleashed, and the biggest hope was to get a record deal and go out and go on a tour, and we had no idea it was going to last for all this long. No idea at all. So
Is there anything you would have done differently?
well, I gotta have to say, no. The thing is, you can't really do it, so it doesn't matter. Well, you can always whine and complain about things that you could have done better, obviously, but no, not really. It is what it is, really. I mean, you have to learn by mistakes too. You can't just walk around thinking everything's going to be perfect, because you know a lot of things. I thought I was pretty decent in doing things when I was 23, but I wasn't. And in 10 years from now, we'll have this conversation again, and you're going to say, well, Fire Upon Your Lands, at that time, did you really think you did everything correct? And I'm going to say, well, for the time being. So, I don't look back at history that way, so I'm all good with it.
And how would you describe the evolution between Where No Life Dwells? It was your debut album, and Fire Upon Your Lands. It's the current album that the release day is today. Is there a evolution musically wise in your perspective? Because to me, Unleashed started in a different way. Maybe I'm wrong. You're gonna correct me, I'm sure, because it was death metal. It was harsh death metal, and with the third album, you started to get those heathen things in your lyrics and that stuff. Is that correct, or from your perspective?
Well, there are two things. There are lyrics and music, but I would say that when you start things back in 1989 and with no no real. I didn't even have a vocal system to practice through. I didn't buy that until like 99 or something, 98. That's when I first got the money to buy myself a real vocal system and a decent microphone, you know. So again, the development from 89 to now is so much. There's so much in it that you could also take one little thing and say, again, this could be better, or maybe this could have been developing faster and better in some way, but it just doesn't work that way. So I think it's been a really good run, really. I mean, I don't regret When All Life Dwells. I don't regret, the Warrior album. I don't regret any album. They were cool for the time being, and that's where we were at back then. So, yeah. But obviously, a lot of things happened. I mean, the biggest thing that happened was, of course, the internet, and we started working differently because all of a sudden you didn't have to go 3 hours in one direction to meet up to practice, and so a lot of things happened. But yeah, it's all good. It's all good.
And would you give us more information about the difference between the lyrics and the music?
Well, let's say the first two albums perhaps had a lot less Viking tradition type lyrics, although we did, because one of the very first songs we ever created was Into Glory Ride, and that was like in '89. So we always had that, always from the start. But I would say that along the years, it's been more and more Viking tradition type lyrics, obviously. So if that answered your question. I don't know.
I think our time is running out, to be honest. Are there famous last words?
Well, I'll just thank everybody who came out to this show, and we're still looking forward to the show, and it's going to be a good time, I think. And let's bang heads together and fucking drink some cold beer. Yeah,
we will.
Cool.
It's been my pleasure. Thank you very much.
Thank
Stay
you.
tuned to metal.de.